What is good, YouTube? What is good, Facebook? Welcome into another show once again. LastWord Productions. I'm your host, Tavares Wilson. As you all know, man, I always get the last word. Excuse me. But before we get started, man, hey, if you're not doing so already, y'all go ahead and hit like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, man. We are live currently as we speak right now, and we will be live every Wednesday, Thursday night, 8:30, 9:30 Eastern Time. And if you're not doing so already, go follow me on my other platforms. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. Just look at the handle LastWord Productions 9 out of 10 times. Yeah. So without further ado, I always got my counterparts here, man. So we got Mike here. Mike, how you feeling tonight, bro?
Feeling good, bro. How you doing, man?
Good, good, good. And then we also got Breeze here. Breeze, what's up, my boy?
Man, what's up with y'all? What's the word, man? How y'all feeling?
God is good, my boy. We straight.
Feel it, feel it. It's good. So hey, man, let's jump right into it, man. We got a lot of names in new places now, familiar faces, new places. So, first thing I want to do, man, before we get into anything in particular, we're going to go through the bigger trades, of course. But before we go through that, I want to just ask y'all, is there any trade that stood out to y'all thus far in terms of a surprise, whether it's a good or bad? So I'm start with you, Mike. Any trade surprised you in any way, shape, or form?
I ain't. I mean, we've been hearing about AD getting traded, but I ain't think the Wizards was an option. The Wizards done been involved in more trades than niggas that work at the stock exchange, bro. And it's almost like they just swapping out. Like, if you really look at the players they traded for the last like 2 or 3 seasons, it's all like washed superstars for real. Like legitimately washed superstars. Like they got Chris Middleton. He wasn't a superstar, but he was an all-star caliber player. They got him after it didn't really work in Milwaukee, when Milwaukee was kind of retooling a little bit. They got they had Brad Beal. He's washed. Jordan Poole had a good couple years. He's cooked now. Like they just getting leftovers pretty much like repeatedly. So that one kind of threw me off as far as the destination, at least. Not necessarily him being traded, but the destination. I definitely wasn't even on my radar as an option.
Okay. What about you, Breeze? Anything happened that surprised you?
Um, the Jaren Jackson
What
trade,
up, Brandon?
the Jaren Jackson trade for sure. I really don't know what Utah Jazz are doing right now. Um, it sounds good, but we got to remember that Jaren Jackson isn't a rebounding center. For some reason, he's like 6'10", but averages like maybe 5 rebounds. Like he'll go games with like 1, 2 rebounds. And you have Yusuf Nurkic down there, who's a double machine, and you have Lowry Marketing, who I expect to be traded, to bring in more assets. So I think they're going to go with Keontae George and Jaren Jackson Jr. core for the future. But as right now, you got Jaren Jackson Jr., Lowry Marketing, Kyle Filipowski, and you got Yusuf Nurkic over there. So you got 4 bigs. Well, you can't start all 3 of them. So Jaren Jackson Jr. is obviously not going to be on the bench. Lowry Markin is obviously not going to be on the bench. So either one going to get traded, or I don't know, bro. It just, in theory, it seems good. Like they're trying to put something together, a core. But I think they should have made other moves before they went and nosedived to get Jaren Jackson Jr. Because your need right now is really rebounding, and you went and got somebody who can score but's afraid to rebound. And Jaren Jackson Jr. is an elite defender. Yusuf Nurkic is a subpar defender. But it's kind of like it's lining up to just trade Lowry, because if you're gonna bring in the defense of Jaren Jackson and you keep Yusuf Nurkic with the rebounding and everything, then that's cool. But I think if they were gonna do this, they should have shipped Lowry out first, because now they're gonna be scrambling tomorrow, and I think they're gonna probably just get pennies on a dollar for Lowry marking his worth right now, because they didn't do it in a more chronological sense. So I think that trade right there kind of threw me for a loop, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. I'm at the pick. Excuse me. I'm at the piggyback off that, Breeze, because That was a trade that definitely threw me off guard. And to top it off, they gave up 3 first-round picks. And this isn't a team that is a player away. This is a team that needs a couple seasons, a couple of bumps and bruises to help establish themselves a foundation and a culture that is going to be sustainable for the next couple of years. And to see them go out and get Jared Jackson, who is by all means a solid player, he's a good player, but you're not a Jared Jackson away from being a playoff team. You're not a Jared Jackson away from contending. You have a lot of holes that you have questions on that need to be filled. Yes, they have a lot of young talents. Don't get me wrong; they got guys that can play, create those shots. I think Laurie Markkinen is just a ticking time bomb at this point, waiting to just be moved. But they they don't seem to have, to me, in my opinion, a real direction right now because you, like I said, you have young assets, you got players, but you have a mix of veterans right now who I don't believe there's much trade value in. So you already moved off of 3 pieces. So now you got to try to re-add those same picks to a team that's going to need them. Because if you're looking to build a roster around Jared Jackson, the roster you have right now it's not going to confine. It's not going to be concise for what you want to do for who he is. So they just got a lot of work to do. But I want to speak on some specific trades. Now, I want to talk about the details of the Jared Jackson trade before we move off into the other trade. So, in the Jared Jackson trade, that did involve Jared Jackson being moved along with John Conker, Jock Landau, and Vince Williams. In exchange, the Utah Jazz sent the Grizzlies Walter Clay Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, George Niang, and 3 first-round picks. So it's a pretty much an 8-player swap, and with picks involved. Which again, I know Jared Jackson can play. No denying that, but I'm not sure if you giving up 3 first-round picks on Jared Jackson. But hey, by all means. But on the flip side of it, now the Grizzlies have a lot of picks. So now they're looking at a situation where they're blowing it up. It's obvious. They got rid of Desmond Bain. They let Steven Adams go in trades. They let Jared Jackson out go, and it's been all over the news that they're trying to move John Morant. And I think he is another piece. If he's not moved this trade deadline, I think he gets moved in the offseason, in my opinion. So I think that's just a matter of time. So this is a team that's clearly moving in another direction. So we'll see if it works out for them, though. And they have a blank canvas right now. They could be whatever they choose to be. But anything else y'all want to add about the Jazz and Grizzlies situation before we move on?
Nah. Also, that Oklahoma City trade was pretty stupid as well. Did you see
Yeah,
they traded for Jared McCain?
yeah, I seen it trade for Jerry McCain. Yeah, I seen it.
Bro, they traded a
I knew
first.
he was. I knew he was gonna get moved too because he was kind of the odd man out because BJ Edgecombe. You got Tyrese Maxey.
Kelly Oubre came
Yeah,
back and he balling.
yeah,
Embiid balling again. Paul
and he
George
hitting his
started
stride.
the
Yeah,
ball.
Paul George.
Ball gone for
He's
25
just
though.
right now, but he gonna
And
come
then
back.
and then they bought another forward, and their forward, Dominic Barlow, he's been balling as well. And on the bench, Quentin Grimes been holding it down. So, and Jared McCain coming off an ACL and MCL tear. So Oklahoma City just sent a first and 3 seconds when really they needed another wing player because J Dub, I don't know what's going on with his health. It's his wrist, it's his hamstring,
Yeah,
it's
I
this,
mean,
it's
J
that.
Dub definitely taking a step back. And another thing, OKC has to come to a realization, in my opinion. I think the reason why they moved for Jared McCain, I think they realized Lou Dort cannot be a starter in this league. I think it's time they let that go.
But he's
He's
their
not.
best defender, though, bro.
He is their best defender. But the thing is, we're in the league where you can't be a liability in the offensive end. You can't.
True.
This is why guys like Jared Vanderbilt for the Lakers is out of the rotation. Even though he's a gritty, grindy player, hustles, defends well, you got to be able to make shots. And that's the problem. If you can't make shots even when you're open, then you're not a liability in the offensive end. You can't. This is why guys like Jared Vanderbilt for the Lakers is out of the rotation. Even though he's a gritty, grindy player, hustles, defends well, you got to be able to make shots. And that's the problem. If you can't make shots even when you're open, you're going to lose a job in this league because this is just what the league is now. We all know this. It's a shooters league, and if you can't hit shots, it's going to be tough because you can't play make.
100%. Yeah.
You're not good without moving out the ball. You don't set screens at an elite level as no perimeter player. You're not rolling to the basket hard enough to draw consistent fouls or layups. Like you're not providing anything on the most important essential side of the end to justify you continuously being a starter. And it's not like they don't have other really damn good wing defenders. I mean, still got Caruso. SGA still a good defender. And even though at times he does kind of
Get lazy.
strays away from that. But
you got to look at it too, bro.
what's the
SGA,
other dude that Carson Wallace too? The
yeah.
dread.
Case and Wallace, yeah.
But look at it, bro. The SGA, the NBA starting to come up to it. Like them 30 points a game ain't cutting it how they was cutting it last year.
But the thing is, and that's why I feel like they traded for Jeremy McCain because when he did play, he showed signs of being a pretty solid damn scoring option. So when you tie that in with a guy in J-Dub who's taking a step back, you turn to Hartenstein, Chet and these guys. These guys aren't shot creators. Like these J-Dub at his best, yes, but this season he's clearly taking a step back for whatever reason.
What he's shooting like 28% from three or something?
Yeah.
Abysmal.
And for whatever reason, that's up for speculation. But the OKC Thunder see there's a problem. And that's a part of the problem. They don't have enough shot creators on their team who can create consistent good looks and make them. And I think Jared McCain could come in and pretty much be your second or maybe third best at doing that. So again, I know he's coming off the injuries. I know he's lost his role in the Sixers rotation, but I think a lot of that is due just guys simply having more opportunity and being better in that situation. And this one, I think he'll have a chance. But we'll see, though. I do think they gave up a little too much for him, though. I do.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, but they also sitting on a horde of picks they've been sitting on for years. So it's not like they're missing picks. Like they still got another 3 or 4 first round picks.
Yeah, they still got.
So they got. I mean, you got to spend them on somebody, I guess. Eventually, like.
But bro, if I was them, I would have just did a fuck you package and sent it to Milwaukee for Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd have given all them first round picks, but they would have wanted Jada though.
Nah, bro. I'm pretty sure right now in Milwaukee, if you give them a boatload of picks, if you tell them we'll give you 5 1s, 5 2s, and whatever, they'll give it straight up for Giannis, bro. Because Giannis already said he don't want to be there.
The money,
but you gotta give me.
The money wouldn't even add up, though. The money wouldn't add up.
You'd have to give up J-Dub and
you'll have to give up at least J-Dub or Holmgren. One of them.
You might have to give up both, honestly, depending on how the money.
No, they just signed Supermax deals, remember? So Chet
J-Dub did. Chet, I don't think Chet was a Supermax. I think his was like
Chet got a Supermax.
No, they both.
Did they? Yeah, you're gonna have to definitely come up off something. If I'm Milwaukee, I want all them first round picks. I want both of them.
Nah. See, you pushing it.
You want a top 5 player in the league? I want them 2 niggas in first round picks.
I don't think they're getting both, but they are going to get.
I would ask.
They're going to get one of them. They're going to get one of them. They're going.
I'm not saying they would give it up, but I'm definitely asking for it. The worst you could tell me is no.
Hey,
I agree. But they're not getting both off of them. But if they were to make that move, they did. They're getting Chet or J-Dub, and it would have got at least another key role player, like someone like. I don't know. They need a center right now because Miles Turner is a shell of himself.
So would you give me J-Dub, Hartenstein?
I was about to say they could have got Hartenstein with J-Dub with a couple picks.
But then with Chet being another big dude that don't rebound, with OKC be willing to come up off of that though.
I'm just saying I'll give him Chet, and if you want to do me a favor, you send me Giannis, you send me Ryan Rollins. I can come up off Chet, and I can give you one of these bench players in a heartbeat.
I don't know, man. They would have had to really sit that one. I don't know,
because I asked for. I
just don't see them moving.
Give me one of them Williams boys.
3
and them 3 first round picks, and we Gucci. We'll call it square.
But hey, so let's move off into the other trades, though, man. I want to speak on the James Harden trade. That one was, to me, in my opinion, I thought it was shocking in terms of how it went down. because by all reports, James Harden requested a trade, but then he came out and said he didn't request a trade. That pretty much him and the Clippers couldn't agree on money talks, and
Yeah, it
they
just got an extension though. Like what the? I
nah.
don't know.
The thing
Contract
was,
wasn't fully guaranteed.
I'm about to say that's what I was about to say. The contract wasn't guaranteed, and plus he outplayed his contract. You know, he was all NBA player, and he came in with the assumption or under the premises, I should say, that he was the second option. He's been their best player the last 2 years.
For sure. Yeah,
So
I mean
it's
for
like
sure.
now that I'm not what now that I'm not in the role that I thought I was going to play, I deserve more compensation, and he did, and he didn't get it, so he moved. That same thing that just happened with Paul George not too long ago with them. So it makes sense, but in terms of the Cavaliers, what do y'all think about the move for them? I'm gonna start with you first, Mike. What you got?
I don't know what it really does. Like the only complaint with that backcourt with Garland and Spider was they both were small. James Harden's only what 6'4", 6'5". He's not like this 6'8" wing that's really a two guard that's gonna make that much of a difference. And he also doesn't play defense either. So I mean, you swap he's a better scorer and shot creator than Garland. I guess I mean, obviously all time, but I would still say currently I'll give him an edge. And he also can play make a little better than Garland. So that'll help get the ball out of Donovan's hands as much. But I don't know how that backcourt gonna work. Like it's really like the same thing. Like y'all was complaining about Garland, not y'all, but like sports fans and the Cavaliers organization seem to have an issue as far as them two both needing the ball in their hands to be successful. You can't really play James off the ball like that. I mean, you could try it, but like, how successful is that gonna be for real? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it could work. They need to get healthy too, though. They're another team that's kind of the same OKC ish as far as like teams that had expectations, but they just haven't lived up to them.
Hey,
And
you
they're
got
not
to
healthy
do
either. Yeah, they're not healthy. Evan
Yeah.
Mobley hasn't really been that good this year.
What's up, Lane? Appreciate you coming in, man. Go ahead,
They
let's.
got a, they got a few dudes that just ain't lived up to par, and they signed some dudes who really ain't doing their part either. So I mean,
That's,
I think it'll make them better. It'll give Donovan Mitchell a breather, especially down the stretch. Like regular season wise, James Harden is clutch. We know he can close. So Donovan will always have to create his own shot with as much difficulty in the clutch. You know, the last few minutes of the game kind of situation. But we'll see. They in the East, so they got time to kind of play around and see what they can do. As long as they get in the playoffs and not to play in, then I think they can rock from there.
all right. What you got, Bruce?
no lie, I love it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Um, Number one, Darius Garland he's been borderline unplayable since that toe injury and the ankle injury, since everything's been adding up. Because number one, he was already a liability because he's a very small player. And two, with the injuries, they just like really zapped most of his speed, most of that twitch that he had to actually get his shots off and everything. So, and he's always out. So right now you were just banking on Donovan Mitchell to be a 30.8 assist score, a 30-point score and 8 assist guy, and that's not his game. Donovan Mitchell is a gunner. He
Yeah,
was at his best when he had Mike Conley running the show in Utah. That's when they were that number one seed, and they had Rudy Gobert down there. So now you bring in James Harden, not Houston James Harden. You're bringing in an older James Harden who's moved from more of scoring to more of facilitating. I would say I'm gonna give James Harden credit. He's arguably one of the only superstars historically whose game has transitioned and aged gracefully. Like you see a lot of people as they get older, their game starts to like decline or they can't do what they used to do. James Harden has went from a scoring dominant bucket getter to more of a point guard role since he left Houston. He went to Brooklyn, he went to Philly. He won Joel Embiid at MVP. Getting Joel Embiid them 34 points a game. He won Joel Embiid the MVP because Joel Embiid was healthy with the Ben Simmons and the Jimmy Butler, and he wasn't getting buckets the way he was getting buckets with James Harden because James Harden knows how to get him in those spots. He knows how to pick and roll, how to high pick and pop, how to get him on the elbow, how to get him on lobs and everything. So then you get a guy who can get the most out of his fours and fives. You had James Harden in Brooklyn, and he had DeAndre Jordan looking serviceable because he's that much of a great point guard. He knows how to get him the ball. He got Joel Embiid an MVP. Zubac was turning into arguably a top 10 center in the league with James Harden there because his offensive game has flourished since James Harden got there. More floaters, more game,
Yeah,
more work on the block.
he led the league in field goal percentage last 2 years too.
And it's no surprise because James Harden got there. So now what does Cleveland have? Cleveland has Evan Mobley,
Yeah,
arguably the best two-way four in the league with Giannis. I'll say he's on par. I'll put Wemby at the center. So arguably the best two-way four in the league with Giannis, neck and neck with Giannis. He just won Defensive Player of the Year, and he's immensely skilled. He can shoot the three. He can shoot the mid-range. You got Jaren Allen, who's a rim runner. He finishes very, very well off pick and rolls. Very good scorer, within short range of the basket. And James Harden is a guy who can get everyone involved. Donovan Mitchell is out of his element right now trying to be a true point guard because that was never him. It was never his role. So they also brought in Dennis Schroeder from Sacramento, who, no matter what people think about Dennis Schroeder, he's a damn good facilitator. He's a menace on the defensive end. So when you look at it all, what you can possibly get. You can have James at the one, who's a bucket. Like his game is never been his game has never been predicated on athleticism. His game was always craft. When he came out in the draft, they said, Who would you compare yourselves to?" He said, "I'm a Manu Ginobili, Paul Pierce hybrid." And you can see in his game, like James Harden has never had a 40-inch vertical. He's never been a Russell Westbrook guy. No, he's more craft than anything. And as he's got older, his game got more sharp. The three balls sit there and everything. I love the move because you're going to put Donovan Mitchell back at the two-guard position where he can just flourish, just focus on getting buckets. Evan Mobley is going to be unlocked. Jerry Allen is going to be more of a lob threat. And now you have a bunch of shooters in Cleveland that can actually benefit off someone who knows how to get people the ball. I'm not saying Donovan Mitchell can't play the point guard, but that's not his natural thing to do.
Is
So
that what's wrong with Jared Allen? Because that's who I was talking about when I'm like, he been MIA pretty much.
yeah.
He had that great game the other night. He went Shaq mode, but that was about it. Like he been
yeah,
weirdly off this year.
because Jared Allen, he's not the guy like Evan Mobley who can face up like a Wemby or Evan Mobley at 15 feet, get a jump shot up. That's not him. He's DeAndre Jordan in a sense. Throw me a lob, I'm gonna set a screen, bounce pass, let me dunk, offensive rebound. That's him. So he needs a prototype point guard to get him the ball. And if I'm not mistaken, Jared Allen was in Brooklyn with James Harden, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was.
And he got traded to Cleveland, and he was really sought after because he looked good with James Harden. So I think it's a match made in heaven, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. You preserve Donovan Mitchell, and you bring in a prototype point guard who knows how to score, who knows how to play the game the right way. Now the playoffs, that's another story. But right now, we're gonna see how it looks. Right now, I like the move. I love it.
For sure. Steph Curry, I got Steph all day of the week. I ain't gonna lie. Any day. But I agree 1,000%, Briz. I think it's an excellent move. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think it was the best move made in terms of the trades that have been made thus far. And it's for every reason you said, but I want to go a step further. I believe James Harden is going to come in and be the veteran that team needs as well, because this is a young team. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, by all accounts, is a quote-unquote veteran, but he's still in his mid-20s. This is a young guy. So we're talking about a team filled with young players, guys who haven't played in many meaningful games, that is still pretty much trying to prove themselves that they should be contenders, because by all accounts they should be, especially after how they started last season and got off to this hot start, and they ran it back pretty much with the same team and added to it. You went and got DeAndre Hunter. You went and got Lonzo Ball, even though they just moved Lonzo. You went and did these things because you felt as if you were at least a player or two difference away from competing with the best teams in your conference. So now you go out and get a guy, James Harden, who, by all accounts, is one of the greatest players this game has ever seen, regardless of how people want to feel about him. He's still playing at an all-NBA level. He's still one of the better playmakers in our league. He's still one of the better perimeter playmakers and scorers in our league. And on top of that, you you put him with a guy in Donovan Mitchell, who's one of the better bucket creators and bucket getters that we have in the league today, and you pair him with a guy in Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, who two bigs I think have taken a step back because, like how you said, the playmaking to me wasn't there. Donovan Mitchell, listen, he's a shooter, bro. Like we know what Donovan Mitchell is. He's a guy who's gonna go out there and create for him. He's not gonna necessarily make guys better around him. That's not his game. And that wasn't who Darius Garland was either. So now you bring in a guy who can actually come in and help your bigs create opportunities and help build their confidence in the midst of the games because they're actually getting involved in the games. So, in my opinion, I think this was the best move that was made at the deadline. I think James Harden brings another dimension in that backcourt that they have not had in the last 2-3 years. So I just look at it from that perspective, man, that they've got better in terms of their playmaking, their scoring, and just overall team chemistry. I believe is going to be better because, like I said, he's going to get the bigs involved. He's going to get Jared Allen back to being that potential double-double kind of guy. He's
He
going
was
to
an all-star too.
probably to have that kind of to take that 18, 22 point bump. I believe like he can be that. So I think James Harden does a lot of good things for that team. If I'm being honest, man. That's just me though.
I said Jared Allen was once an all-star, man. That's crazy to believe, but he was once an all-star.
Was it a one-time All-Star?
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was one all-star of Brooklyn.
What was the East like that year? Maybe it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Trust me.
Who was in the East that year though?
Let me tell you. I'll tell you.
And were they star players hurt? Because then, if that's the case,
No, he got the role. He was a reserve. He was a replacement for James Harden because James Harden got hurt.
Okay, well then there we go.
But still, even to be nominated as a replacement, you had to be somewhat
decent for sure.
All right, so let's move off into the AD trade, man. So we're gonna speak on Anthony Davis and what transpired from him moving from the Mavs to Washington to pair with Trae Young. So again, Washington.
Damn, I forgot they got traded fast.
Then Washington is another team, in my opinion.
Ooh.
They're making moves in order to contend now, and I just don't understand why. I mean, I know they got some young talent. Don't get me wrong. I know Alex Sarr is there. You know, I know they got guys
good, bro.
Keyshawn George.
Yeah, I was about to say Keyshawn. I was literally about to name Keyshawn George too. They got
Carrington, Koulibaly.
They got some young talent, and it's not anything to you feel me, to take for granted or lightly. But Anthony Davis is a guy who he's going to miss the next 6 weeks with a head injury now. He's opted out of not getting surgery. You know, he has torn ligaments in his hand, but this is a guy who you just gave up to pretty much be your primary scorer because Trae Young is going to be your ball handler. So you gave up a lot, even though Chris Middleton and these other guys, not really anything to be upset about. But you still, again, we're giving away draft compensation. We're giving away picks. Like I don't understand why these teams are giving away these picks as if they're a star player away. Like you're not. Like, I mean, when we look at the details right here, Washington. Anthony Davis headed to Washington alongside Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Deontay Exum. I mean, I guess
you ain't really.
And then you trade Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley, and then you give up, I believe it was 3 picks, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
3 first-round picks.
So, again, why are we moving off of these picks? And I understand, it's Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis at his best is one of the 8 best players in the league, whatever you want to rank him. Cool. The problem is you traded for him, he's already hurt. So I just don't get it. Like, you make this move to be better next year. How good is AD going to be next year? How healthy is he going to be? Like, the numbers are down this season. So, I mean, I don't I don't really get what move this. I don't really get how this move moves the needle for them, I should say, in my personal opinion. Because it's just, I think AD probably has maybe another 2 years in him of high level play. Because I just don't think his body's gonna hold up, bro. I just don't see it.
I think it depends how you break down that 2 years. Because honestly, I think if he have 4 seasons of playing 50 games, then yeah, okay, he can play 4 seasons. But if you're thinking a full 82, I say he got 1 season left, bro. If he's gonna play a full 82, he's gonna be burned out by the time the 82 is done, bro. Because
I also look at though with him, even though he's injury prone, like he came back this year, bro. Eye socket pretty much was like on the floor, like he had a whole orbital fracture. So like, your depth perception is off. You pretty much readjusting and learning how to shoot again with new depth perception. I think I really think he didn't want to really be there. Like you get traded for Luka, all you hear about is how.
I think that played a
You
factor.
know what I'm saying?
I don't think
Yeah.
he wants to be in Dallas.
Definitely want to be in Dallas, but I don't think he's gonna stay. When you said with like, I think it's also too like some teams, even though they be trash, they never get lucky enough to pick first. So like with Washington, like the last high pick they had was Alex Sarr. I don't even think dude is good for it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
but he was a raw prospect though, bro.
Yeah, but still, you took him second or first. It was a second, first
I
or
think it was
second.
first.
And he's nowhere near looking like a first round pick. We get it. It's second years early.
Nah, but he's shown flashes, bro. He's a defensive monster. He's easily
but he's not like I don't know. I feel like they're not the next. Like they've been mostly stuck between.
He's not first
like
pick worthy.
Like especially as a raw prospect, he's not first overall pick worthy. He should have been the first pick. But I also look at the fact that like it's Washington, so like is your player development staff even valid for me to critique him? Like it's probably y'all trash ass fault. But most teams don't get like teams like Washington or the Pelicans, perfect example. They be trash, but never trash enough even when they in the lottery to get the first pick. It's always like third or fourth. Or like it's 2 superstars and then the rest of the class be trash and you always get the third or fourth pick type shit. So maybe they looking at it like that. With them being in the East, they like, we ain't getting the first pick no fucking way. And if we get competitive enough to at least make the play-in or playoff, that first round pick is probably going to be in the 20s or 30s. These next 2 drafts, prospect-wise, are lit. This one coming up, fully loaded. You got about 10 to 15 really good players right now, like really good players, quality players. After that, it's the same as always. That's why the NBA draft only 2 rounds. Buns after that. So, I don't know. We'll see.
But you think about it, bro. I think they, like I said, I think we was talking about this on another episode. They looked at the effect that a veteran point guard has on a 4 and a 5. Like they looked at what happened when they signed Chris Paul on the Spurs for that 1 year with Wemby. Wemby was unlocked because before Wemby was just out there fucking around playing free. I don't know what bro was doing. He was just wilding out. And Chris Paul told him, yo, get right here, set this screen, pick and pop, do this, move this around. And he also mentored Stephon Castle, who his game has elevated. And then when Chris Paul left, they brought in De'Aaron Fox, who's a scorer, but he's also been a number 1 option on the Kings for a while. Granted, the Kings haven't had that much success, but he brings a veteran presence when Chris Paul is gone. So I think they're looking at it like, okay, we bring in Trae Young, somebody who got fucking John Collins, a max contract. We got somebody who got Clint Capella looking good again. Outside of James Harden. You know, we look at somebody who got the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals, who had Onyeka Okongwu balling. Like we look at this guy.
Balling is crazy. I don't know about balling.
Nah, Onyeka solid, bro.
Solid. Let's say
with Trae for that run, that nigga
was solid. He was solid. Let's not say balling.
Okay.
He still got John Collins trash ass a bag.
No, he did get John Collins a bag. He did.
So we look at it like that. If you could do that for them, you got this raw prospect over here from France who's a double-double machine. He can shoot the 3, he can mid-range, he can post, he can do all that stuff. He just doesn't have a prototype one to get him the ball. Because Bub Carrington is a gunner. Keyshawn George think he Kobe. Koulibaly is a terrible slasher. Chris Middleton is just Chris Middleton.
Well, so now bro. He gone. Wait, is Kuz gone too?
The Kuz at the Bucks.
Kuz at the Bucks, bro.
Oh, you right. They did trade him already.
So it's like now you bring in somebody who can bring structure. Hey, pick and roll right here. I'm gonna get you the ball here. We're gonna do it like this. And maybe they trying to see what they can get.
Are these niggas gonna listen though?
It don't matter. That's Trae Young.
I know, but are these niggas gonna listen? Is my point though. Like
That's Trae. They better fall in line because everybody expendable.
We can say that, but this nigga was the number 1 overall pick. Nigga, you just got here. This is my team. Is he one of them, or is he one of them that's all right, I'm gonna do what the vet say, fall in line, pick and roll,
I mean, it's
off.
hard to say, bro.
Reported he's humble. He's a humble guy. Reported
about a second-year player. I mean,
he's a very humble guy.
I don't really think we know much about him to know whether or not he's going to be anything else other than willing to do what it takes to win. Because he has, by all accounts, he's not in the news or any reports coming off as.
Nah, the Frenchman, you ain't gonna never see none of the Frenchmen in the news. The only Frenchman ever was in the news was Tony Parker. Weird.
But
rest of them, they cool.
He was winning games, bro.
I feel you.
But at the end of the day, listen, Alex Sarr, we can feel how we want to feel about Alex Sarr. He's a solid player. Like he's out there giving you damn near 18 8 a night. So we're talking about
blocks and steals.
We talking about a guy who can play. It's just he plays for Washington. Like we got to take that into account. Like
I mean, shit,
Washington, bro. Like it's not that many. It's not.
That's why
many.
I said it's a talent and development. I don't know if I could even really blame him. I might just blame player development.
It's just Washington,
exactly. That plays a factor, and that's what I'm saying. That's why them getting Trae Young made all the sense in the world. Because again, like I just said with James Harden, a true point guard is going to open up a bigs game a lot. We've seen it with DeAndre Jordan, with Chris Paul during his times. We've seen it with, you feel me, like how Breeze just alluded to Chris Paul and Wemby. Or you can even go back to when we first seen Shaq get paired with a young D Wade, even though Shaq didn't have much tread on the tires still, but D Wade in more of a learning, like on the fly kind of deal and becoming that young playmaker that he was. He bought more out of Shaq than people thought he could get out of Shaq at that point, along with Alonzo Mourning. So when you have a good perimeter player who can distribute efficiently and effectively, it makes the game that much easier. That's why another good example is DeAndre Ayton this year. You give me like we talking about a guy
when he had Chris Paul.
Like we talking about a guy who dudes thought was unplayable last season with Portland. Now he leads the league in field goal percentage, and he's a guy who's averaging, I believe, last time I looked at his numbers, he was averaging a double-double. I don't know if he got now, but
he's another. I don't know what he on lately. I'm not
gonna lie with DeAndre Ayton. The problem since he was at Arizona, it's always been his motor. Like he's not a guy that's gonna consistent. That's why he got outplayed by Giannis. He didn't get outskilled by Giannis. He got outplayed. Giannis just wanted to win more.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. But at the end of the day, I just feel Trae Young will unlock that next level for Alex Sarr. I think AD is going to be AD. I just don't know how much of AD you have left. I just don't know if he's going to give you another 2-3 years, good years. I just don't see that happening. So I get the move in terms of you're trying to get better, because at the end of the day, you traded scraps. I mean, Chris Middleton, Marvin Bagley, these guys are nobodies. Like, not at this point. They're maybe 6-7 years ago, but now no. But I guess, man, we're gonna see how it works out for them at the end. But
I guess we're gonna have to start watching Wizards game.
Oh, I watch them, bro. I got the league pass. I gamble, so I watch all the games, bro.
We know you're a degenerate. We know you watch all this. Talking about the general public.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy. You see how people feel about your T? Niggas said on the live pod.
I didn't say I don't support you. I just said I might be the enabler. It might be my fault.
The enabler? That's crazy. But any other trades I want to speak on?
Oh, yeah, real quick before we move on. Shout out to my Celtics. I wanted Ivica Zubac, but they went and got Nikola Vucevic, a deep post threat who can rebound and play out the pick and roll. I love the trade. Anthony Simon was too inconsistent for me. One game he giving me 15.
That was your man's.
Bro, one game he scored 30 off the bench, 29 in the second half. And then the next 5 games, he scored like 2 points a game. Right now, bro, Neemias Queta is our center. We need somebody who can help on the offensive end, who can shoot a mid-range jumper, because Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, they 3-point bombers. Jaylen Brown could work in the mid range, but after that, bro, we depended on Hugo Gonzalez and Baylor Shireman and Jordan Walsh. I think, like I said, we needed somebody who can score in that low post. And if it wasn't Zubac, I'm glad that we got Nikola Vucevic because we needed something. So that was a hell of a trade. Shout out Brad Stevens, man. That's my boy.
I mean, maybe if y'all could have wind the clock back to his Magic days, maybe. But I don't know, bro.
But we don't need him to go out there and be 22 and 10 Nikola Vucevic. We perfectly fine with 10 and 6.
I just don't think I just don't think he got it no more, man. I was watching the Bulls game the other night. He just
that's another organization. We don't really need to hold that against the players. They don't develop shit.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, you know what? That's fair, man. You know, that's fair.
They're fucking horrible.
That's fair. It's just we're gonna see, bro.
He's a Heat fan, man.
Bro, listen, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The Bulls are the most retarded ass backwards lateral moving organization I ever seen. These niggas went from having like 10 forwards. They had Laurie, that bum Felicio from overseas from Brazil. You had Laurie, you had Bobby, that bum Felicio, whatever his name is, Cristiano Felicio, whatever the fuck dude name was from Brazil. You had Bobby Portis. You had you still got that bum.
They should have pulled out Bobby Portis. That
bro, they had like 4 or 5 forwards. You still had Mirotic. You had all kinds of
shit. They got
bro, you had like 10-pound forwards. Then they got got rid of all them niggas. Got rid of all of them. Now you got 100 guards. What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing?
Josh Giddey.
Listen, I remember
and then didn't want to pay Josh Giddey. My God, bro was triple double every other game for you. It took you forever to pay him. You didn't even want to pay that man.
Hey man, they said Josh Giddey over there to die. That's why he actually turned out a solid player.
I know if I was Houston, I'd have been on the phone trying to get Josh Giddey ass off him since y'all trading shit.
I would have tried to get Kobe White just because he can shoot, bro.
Houston still can get on the phone right now and get Josh Giddey. They need a point guard bad.
They should have got Kobe, man.
They sent Kobe to purgatory with LaMelo. But
hey, the Hornets looking good though.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to say the Hornets have picked it up lately.
That shit not gonna last, and we all know.
It's not gonna last because LaMelo is my boy is a lightning in a bottle, and you got other guys.
Can we get him somewhere else? Maybe can he go to Houston?
Nah.
You put LaMelo Ball in Houston, in the city of Houston. That man gonna turn to John Morant, bro.
No, he's not. He might turn into Zion though.
That man
my boy actually lost weight and actually got back right.
Man, your boy being held together by paper clips and gristle, man.
Listen, the man he wanted him to lose weight, he lost the weight. My boy looked healthier than ever.
Who we talking about?
Zion. Hey, it's just a matter of time till he
already missed like 20 games already.
Hey, Mike, it's just a matter of time.
Not because of weight. Don't say because
it's just a matter of time.
His body already gave out. I told y'all.
Bro, he gonna hit the annual 360 windmill and be out for 10 games.
I told y'all when we talked about it just before the season started. I said it's too late. He should have took this shit serious when he got to the league. His body had already been bruised and beat up at this point.
No, I agree.
So I mean, you just a slim hurt nigga now instead of a fat hurt nigga. Like you just. We need to get that man some therapy. That's what we need. Fuck basketball. That's life. We need to get that man a life coach. Call what's her name? Ivana, whatever the fuck her name is. He need help.
I don't think people factor in, bro. Like Zion is built to be a football player, not a basketball player.
100%.
Because when you're 280 pounds, people don't realize when you jump down and when you jump up and down, the centrifugal force that comes down is triple. So you're putting 280 pounds of press, not even 280 times 3. I ain't even finna do the math, but you get the point.
I got it, but yeah, I get it.
You putting that much weight on joints.
That nigga,
and the man run like a fucking gazelle.
That nigga built like Vernon Davis, man.
Bro, that man would have been killing somebody defensive end, bro.
Hell of a tight end, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
I would have put that boy at DN.
He looks.
I ain't gonna lie. He probably would have been built like Miles, low key. Probably could have. You know what I'm saying?
Like
he a little too short for DN. He looks
6'4", 6'5". DN's only like 6'3", 6'4". Miles only 6'4", 6'5".
I mean, yeah.
Really, we think about like his height is short for basketball.
I don't think he got that lateral quickness and physics.
What you mean? What?
I don't think he got with that,
Bro,
bro.
Zion,
All
bro.
he
I think he
No
I think
glazing, no none of that.
I
Zion
think
is like
he's
arguably one of the greatest athletes we ever
no,
seen.
he's a phenomenal athlete, but I don't think he's quick. I don't think he's twitchy. I think
I
Miles,
think he'd have got twitchy off that line. Off the
Bro,
line of scrimmage.
the man is like a rabbit, bro. The man,
yeah,
first
in
step,
terms of
second step.
him
You
jumping,
put him
yeah,
interior next to like a
explosive,
Chris
but
Jones or some shit.
I don't think he's a finesse player, bro. He's not a finesse
No,
player.
he probably would have been a power rusher, but that's cool. Put his
I mean,
Because
I guess.
because he power rushing in the
I
league.
think
he come out of
he would
college
have
just
been
he want to
closer.
hoop, right? Send a nigga to Aaron Donald for a couple summers and see what
I
happens.
think he would have been closer to Olivier Vernon than Miles Garrett. I'm not gonna lie.
Olivier Vernon is a crazy shout out though. Shout out Olivier Vernon.
Because if you look at it, bro, I think niggas that weren't supposed to be hoopers, him and LiAngelo Ball. LiAngelo Ball looked like a tight end, bro.
No,
No, that
LiAngelo
nigga
Ball,
was football for sure.
He looked like a
yeah,
tight
no,
end.
for sure.
He
He's compact, like he's
Like he built just like LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball was bro, no funny stuff.
he the only one got the daddy jeans, bro. Everybody else
Everybody
was
shredded.
like their mama, but he the only one got his dad shape, bro.
LeVar Ball was shredded back in the day, bro. That boy.
Yeah, I remember seeing the pictures. But let's move off into the NFL though, man. I want to speak since we already talking football. I want to speak on the coaches' vacancies, and pretty much from what I understand or from what I've read, all vacancies have been filled. So I want to ask y'all, man, who do y'all think made the best signing, or who do y'all think made the worst signing? So I'm gonna start with you first, Breeze. Who you got, bro? Who you think made the best signing? Who you got making the worst?
The best signing, I'm gonna give it to the Tennessee Titans.
That's a good answer.
Division rival. You know, y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. Division rival. But I'm gonna say they were the best signing because Robert Saleh didn't get a fair deal in New York with the Jets.
No one ever does.
He for what it's worth, that offense with Aaron Rodgers looks serviceable, but that's Aaron Rodgers. He can make anybody look serviceable. But that defense under him was elite, was arguably one of the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And they were structured, and they were not being heavily penalized the way the Jets were last year under Aaron Glenn.
Yep.
So now the Titans were a heavily penalized team last year. Hella offsides, hella neutral zone infractions. Robert Saleh is a very attentive militant guy. He pays attention to details. He's not going to have them out there fucking around, falling for fake snaps and all that stuff. No, he's not doing that. So he's coming in, bringing in structure, and the team is young. You got your quarterback. You got your quarterback for the next 10 years in Cam Ward. I like what I see from Cam Ward. I like the weapons that they got there. Right now, what they really could work on is getting an O-line to protect Cam Ward because he's running for his damn life out there. But given what he was given, he played some damn good football last year.
Yeah, I got to give him credit, man. He played a lot better than I thought he was going to play.
He played some damn good football because I thought that little nonchalant shit he was doing at UM was going to get him killed in the league. But he played some damn good football. And like I said, Tony Pollard is serviceable back there. Alec Alameno, I've been high on him since I seen him play against Colorado when he cooked Travis Hunter. I've been high on him since then, bro. Bro, that boy had like 200 yards.
No, that game, it didn't matter who was in front of that nigga that day, bro.
That man had 200 and a half.
Nah, he went stupid. I remember watching that. Like, what the fuck was going on?
Bro, that man played himself into a draft spot off that one game.
100%.
Like I said, DK, he's a solid all-around player on that team. He led the league in all-purpose yards. I like what they have building there. Of course, they got the defense, Jeffrey Simmons. They got a bunch of nice pieces there, and I think Robert Saleh is going to go there and elevate.
That's way better than a lot of people give credit for. That first seven.
True. Robert Saleh is going to go there, and right now, looking there, there's no expectation there. There's no, like when he was at the Jets and they got Aaron Rodgers, everybody expected them to take that division. Right now, nobody's expecting them to take the division. You were at the bottom of the NFL last year, so the only thing you're doing right now is focus on getting better and moving up. So I think that's the best signing. I really think that they're going to get a lot done, a lot of growth, a lot of change. I think the whole thing is going to be a great move. The worst signing for me was Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
You could have just kept Mike Tomlin, honestly, because Mike McCarthy, people can say, well, he has Super Bowl cachet, whoop-de-damn-do. You was with Aaron Rodgers. You didn't win a Super Bowl with, like, for example, a fucking a bum. You won it with arguably the most talented. Well, I'm gonna say Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback of all time.
For
A
sure.
guy who was religiously in NFC Championship games and being fucked because his defense was giving up 40 points a game. Like, you won with that guy. You didn't go out there. You're not this quarterback guru. And then before him, you had Brett Favre. So if you were gonna bring in a Mike, you should have just kept Mike Tomlin. Like, honestly, if you weren't gonna promote from within, you should have just kept Mike Tomlin. Honestly, so I think that's the worst signing for me, and the best I'm gonna give it to the Titans with Robert Saleh.
Okay. What you got, Mike?
I agree with his best, but I'll pick a different one just so we ain't saying the same thing. I'll go Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta. I'm gonna tell you why.
Hey, no, hello, wait, talking about. Wait.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you why.
Gang.
Let me tell you why, bro.
Go ahead, bro. I want to hear this, please.
And it's actually gonna be kind of reversed, but it's the best one for the wrong reasons. I guess I'll say it like that.
Okay.
So he's 2-time coach of the year. We get that. Last year was his worst coaching job that he's done in his career for sure. I think we can all agree on that. That was the worst season of coaching we've seen from him. But you go into a situation where you have a veteran. You also have and Kirk Cousins, who I'm not sure if they can move off his money or not this year. I think they gave him, 2 or 3 years, 180?
You think Kirk going to be starting?
I don't know. But if they can get off his money, I think they offload the money. I think he got a 3-year deal for 180. And this will be year 3.
That's the deal. You're right.
Okay, so this is year 3. So he only got 1 year left for Kirk. And then you got maybe another year or 2 of Penix to see if he's going to be worth whatever, which I think you just, after you keep tearing your knees up so many times, bro, like, there's only so much you can do. Like, it's a wrap. But no ill will toward him. I hope he come back. I think they will be bad. Depending on what they do this draft, he can either, I would personally trade back and accumulate more first-round picks so that you can get a quarterback in next year's draft. That class next year is going to be much better, assuming all of the guys that we came back, like a Arch and a Julian Sand or a Dante Moore, all come out next year. That's the deeper class. I think if he finesses these picks this year the right way, he can set himself up to be back on top of a division that's wide open. It's not a complicated division. The Panthers are good, even though they made the playoffs. They're inconsistent. The top 3 teams in the division all finished 8 and 9, I think it was. All 3 top teams had 8 and 9, except for the Saints. Not the Saints. It was the Saints. Yeah, everybody else had the same record. So he went to a division that's weak that he can win, reestablish himself as a quality coach, and he has a roster that Raheem Morris did do him a favor in drafting a lot of defense last year, so he can get a competent DC. He'll be fine on that end of the ball. All he got to worry about is getting Bijan and Drake London the ball. I think that him with a veteran like Kirk Cousins, he can figure out how to do that. He won games with Joe Flacco, won a game or 2 with Deshaun before he went off a cliff. He won games with Shador, who wasn't necessarily his best. Obviously, he's a rookie, and Dylan Gabriel, who necessarily weren't the best options either. I think he has a better overall roster in Atlanta with a situation that could benefit him the most. So I think that was that's why I said it was the best. But if you do end up being trash this year, you're still doing yourself a favor because either way, you're going to have a top pick for a quarterback next year. Either way, I'm trading my picks this year. The first round pick, I'm trading back. I know somebody going to want to reach for something, and I'm trying to get their first round pick for next year. Hopefully it's a this trash team, and they have an off year. And then you back in the game. You got 3 extra picks. Boom, you set. In a division that you could have won had you won 2 games earlier in the season that they blew, honestly, on Raheem Morris's watch. So otherwise they would have been in the playoffs instead of Carolina. The worst one, I'm going to say, is the Giants signing Harbaugh, because why the fuck are we giving this dude $100 million to coach when he's been underwhelming for the last, decade plus? Bro won a Super Bowl. He beat the Niners in 2012, and then that was it. The Ravens used to be synonymous with defense. That's not the case. Their defense is horrible. Consistently. They got a little bit better down the second half of the season, down the stretch. But overall, the last 3-4 years for real, they've been awful. He doesn't have.
Man, I've been saying this for 3 years.
Yeah, he's another I just think they paid for a name. I get they needed a veteran coach, and I'm cool with that. But you overpaid him like a motherfucker for sure. $100 million for a coach is crazy, bro. For 5 years, we ain't talking Belichick, we ain't talking Andy Reid, we ain't talking Shanahan, McVay. We talking John Harbaugh, who just got fired because he was terrible. It's not a situation where maybe the coach just needed a better situation. Like we get coaches who get sucky teams. Like we was talking about Robert Saleh. The Jets was just not good, bro. Like that wasn't a good team. Now, his signature was defense. He lived up to his signature as far as that. But the rest of that team was just not good. So we get it. Sometimes the coaches need a new chance with a new team with actual weapons and athletes and players with common sense and abilities. But that's not John Harbaugh's life. You've had one of the best 3 or 4 players in football for 8 years, and you've done nothing with him. You've handicapped him, if anything. I think Lamar has been great in spite of him most of the time, not because of him. And so with that, you gave him in $100 million, and you have a young core that you're trying to build on. I don't think that it was a good idea to hire that man, Nicolas Jackson Dart, of Malik Neighbors, or Cam Scatterboo, or their defense. He's not a defensive-minded coach, so he's not even going to be able to maximize the defensive talent they have.
He's not an offensive-minded coach either.
He's not. He's a special teams guy, right? So it's like, and even that wasn't good under his watch. Like, so it's like, I don't know, man. Giving him $100 million was just insane to me. I didn't understand that. I thought they could have went and got a Jim Schwartz or shit. I'd have gave what's name another shot. I'd have tried to give Mike McDaniel a shot. Anybody, but I wouldn't have gave that man $100 million, bro. No way.
Okay. I feel it. I like y'all both spin, but I gotta I'm gonna start with mine. For me, the best signing. Honestly, truthfully speaking, man, I do agree with the Titans signing, but for the sake of being different, I'm gonna go in a different direction. Cause I'm gonna go with it's 2 teams that come to mind, man. And they both 2 teams that I think are going to be a lot better since they got off 2 coaches that I thought it was just time for them to go. But J.C. Minter going to the Ravens and Joe Brady getting moved up for the Bills, I think both teams are going to get significantly better in terms of just play calling, scheme fits, and just getting back to what these teams are used to doing. Like for the Ravens, for example, this is a team like Mike, you just said it. Like this is a team that was known for being one of the nastiest, hit you in the mouth kind of style of freelance defensive football we've seen. So you get back a guy like Jesse Minter, who's known as a mad scientist when it comes to drawing up defensive coverages and looks. I think it's going to get a lot better for him, and that in return will make the team better. And when you look at Joe Brady with Josh Allen, no one knows Josh Allen better than Joe Brady. No one, outside of maybe Brian Daboll. But Joe Brady has gotten the best out of Josh Allen consistently, and now he has opportunity to not only bring in a staff who can help get that much more out of him potentially, but he can also have a chance to now fully bring in a staff that can help put together game plans in order to center a team around their best players, whether it's James Cook, whether it's Josh Allen, whether it's Dalton Kincaid, something like. You no longer just have a defensive specialist in Sean McDermott, who I don't believe was as bad as a coach as the situation played out to be. But I do think it was time for him to go. I just think sometimes you overstage your welcome. But in terms of the worst signing, I mean, listen, I'm a Dolphin fan, man. I got to be honest. I got to go my team, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know nothing about Jeff Hafley. I know he coached at Boston College for a while. It didn't go that extraordinarily well. But this is a guy who was with Green Bay, was their defensive coordinator. One thing I'll give him credit for, Green Bay did lead the league in the least amount of yards given up at the catch. So the team tackled well, and they was technically sound in their technique and things of that nature. But when Michael Parsons got hurt, the defense fell off a cliff. They were giving up almost 30 points a game. And you don't have a Michael Parsons on that side of the ball. I mean, you got some pretty solid players. You got Bradley Chubb. You got Chot Robinson. You got some pretty solid edge rushers, but you ain't got Michael Parsons. You ain't got him at linebacker. You got Jordan Brooks, and you got, whoever else you're going to bring in. But this is a signing to me that just screams, we'll see. And you're in a situation right now where this team is trying to figure a lot of things out. And you bring in a first-time head coach who you don't know if he's going to be good enough to help rebuild and remodel a culture, an entire football franchise. You just don't know. And that's why, in my opinion, this is the worst sign, because you have so many question marks in terms of not just the team at this point, but the ownership and coaching. And when you have no certainties anywhere, that's just not a bad that's just a bad situation, bro. It's not a good situation to have, in my personal opinion. But that's what I got, man. Y'all boys got anything else?
No, you're right, bro. I ain't even think about the Dolphins, no lie.
Did the Cardinals hire a coach yet, bro?
I don't know,
Well,
man.
I what'd you say?
Did the Cardinals hire a coach yet?
I thought they did they? Let me see.
I thought they promoted from within.
I didn't know. I know the Raiders
I
is
thought
gonna
they
be. I know the Raiders is gonna be what's name after the Super Bowl, but I don't think they got a coach yet, bro.
No, it's Mike LaFleur.
Mike LaFleur is their coach.
Hello, you get me?
Yeah,
Is my shit trying? Y'all get me?
yeah.
I can't hear y'all.
Damn, I don't know.
Hold on. I don't know what the hell.
I don't know.
Hey, somebody say something?
Yep,
You hear me?
I can hear everybody.
T, you hear us?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I hear y'all, but y'all not. My signal must have just crashed on me. Yeah, all right. So everybody good? We straight?
Yeah, we hear.
All right. So, but yeah, they hired Mike LaFleur though. That's who they got.
We're safe then. We're good. Never mind.
I'm
We're good.
sorry, but
Who? We're good. We're safe. We're good. Don't worry. Division's good. We're safe.
yeah, I'm like the only LaFleur I know is Matt. That's it. I don't know about no other Mike LaFleur. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, younger brother type shit. But
Nigga getting clout off Big Bro.
Hey man, nepotism.
hey, for sure. If it ever was an example, nigga, for sure.
We ain't
But
gonna
hey,
hit no
look,
outrage about this one though. It's okay.
that you ain't never loved. If whatever example is, no cap. But listen, man, we're gonna move off into the last subject, man. We're gonna speak on the Super Bowl briefly. I just want to hear y'all thoughts on some things people have been tying into correlation to the game that's coming up, as we all know. But Mike McDonald is 6-0 against quarterbacks that are 23 and under. So a lot of people are saying Drake May isn't going to play well, and he's going to ultimately continue his bad play that he's been having throughout the course of the playoffs. My question for y'all, and like I said, we're not really getting into the details of the game right now. We're going to speak on that tomorrow's episode because that's going to pretty much be the bulk of the episode. But I want to just ask y'all, how much stock are y'all putting into that in terms of Mike McDonald being able to neutralize Drake May completely to the point where it's not even a game?
I mean, he ain't looked that good these playoffs at all. So I mean, maybe a weather had something to do with it a little bit. I give him that for the last game at least, but he has not looked good. And that fumbling shit, you do that against Seattle, yeah, your ass is going home. And it's gonna be over by halftime type shit. Like it can end up being Seattle versus Denver all over again. When that shit, the ball went over bro head on the punt, and the shit was over with right then, done with. If he don't wake up or get some completions early and get like calm, get the rattles out, they're gonna be cooked. And I want him to win. Obviously, I don't want Seattle to win. I don't want my division rival winning the Super Bowl at my home team stadium. Fuck him. So I need bro to wake up. But if he don't, I'm gonna turn that motherfucker off. Bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right. What you think, Breeze?
Honestly, I'm not expecting Drake May to go out there and be a world beater or go crazy and be a Superman type, because honestly, he's still young. The game is still, it's still raw for him. So he's still learning. He's still developing. The best experience is experience. So I'm just thinking, like, when I look at the playoff run they had, honestly, anybody they play against, I expect him to struggle because it's his first go round. You get me? Now, if he was 5-6 years in the league, I could say, you know what? Nah, I don't think this is gonna happen because this is and this. But he's young, bro. And when I look at how everything is going, how Seattle's been a great defense, how they've been a cohesive unit, and how Drake May has struggled, I do expect him to struggle, but not because Mike McDonald is going to scheme up something amazing. I think it's his first go around there. I expect Sam Darnold to struggle, honestly. I do. Just first time jitters. Even though, Sam Darnold has been in a lot of big playoff game moments, but he's never been in the Super Bowl. Not like, are those ghosts going to rear their head again? Because he's played against the Rams, and the Rams have had his number. So I think enough times he got to the point where he's like, okay, I can't play bad because I've done this so many times. I played against the Rams so many times. I'm used to it now. This is his first Super Bowl. This is a whole different scenario when it comes to pressure. This ain't no, we got to win to get to the playoff. This is the season. This is my defining moment. I was drafted so high, and arguably I'm doing something. I'm the first quarterback out of my draft class, which is legendary, that none of the niggas in my draft class did. I got here before Josh and Lamar. I got here before all these other top 5 quarterbacks. This team, this defense is insane. My number 1 receiver has just hopped into the conversation for best in the league. My coach is looking like one of the best coaches of all time. All this is riding on his shoulders right now. So will pressure rear his head? Of course it will. I expect it to be a battle of defenses. I wouldn't be surprised if the game end up like 9-6 from field goals because nerves and jitters, honestly.
Okay.
Versus Rams all over again on some 10-3 shit.
Man, wasting my damn time. I put money on that game. I expected the greatest show on turf, and that was some bullshit.
I was sitting there watching it with my brother, like,
hey, man. Bill, greatest defensive mind ever. Jared Goff went out there. Did not look anything.
Second ballot Hall of Fame type mind, brother.
Hey, don't forget Robert Kraft got snubbed too.
That's why I say Robert Kraft getting snubbed. Hey, man.
All they got to do is snub Brady and all forgiven.
If Brady gets snubbed, it's my goodness.
No, you got to consistency, brother.
Keep it.
He was throwing them deflated footballs. He took the air out.
And you know who he did it against? My Colts. So I want Brady to get in on the 10th go round. Don't put that nigga in the hall at all. He ain't even all that.
It's crazy. But hey, man. So listen, for me, man. Listen, as a Dolphin fan, I'm just be transparent. I hate to see the Patriots come back the way they did. I mean, I watch the Patriots go through Mac Jones, 4-13 seasons, draft Drake May, go 4-13, fire a coach after 1 year, hire a new guy, make a Super Bowl all while before the Dolphins even won a playoff game.
It hurt. Tua, Tyree, and Waddle.
It hurts, bro. It does.
You got Devon A-Chain out the deal, brother.
Hey, listen. Devon A-Chain can play. I gotta give credit with his
dog for sure.
But
can we keep it real, T?
What's up?
I don't think the Patriots ever cheated y'all. I just think they just beat the shit out of y'all. Honestly,
I never said they cheated us.
No, I'm just saying, bro. You know,
nah, they never cheat us. I'm just saying, like, it just hurts to see a team figure it out after they had a 4 or 5 year drought and we still just here in purgatory. So, yeah, and it kind of sucks to see that. But in terms of the game itself, I got to be honest, man. I'm a fan, but I'm a fan of the game before I'm a fan of the Dolphins. You feel me? So I call it how I see it. I know Drake May has not been the greatest quarterback to ever touch a football field in these playoffs. I know that. The thing is, though, he makes timely plays. And sometimes those 1 or 2 plays are the differences in winning and losing the game. And his poise and the confidence he plays with, to me, is something you can't coach. It's either you have it or you don't. And he never seems to let the moment get bigger than what it has to be for him. Like that first game against the Chargers when they came out in the first couple drives and wasn't really doing too much, he looked like he calmed himself down. He came out and had a pretty damn good second half. Against Houston, I know he had the fumbling issues. Still, at the end of that game, he made enough plays with his legs to move the chains consistently, to get him to field goal range, things of that nature, and he won that game. Against Denver, same thing. He made enough plays with his legs consistently to help them seal the game. And I get it. They're not playing Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in their primes in these games. I understand. At the end of the day, though, you can only play who's in front of you. And they played 3 top defenses in the league, and he's the first quarterback to go through a gauntlet like that in terms of the defensive players and teams he had to go up against. So I believe he's going to have a tough time against the Seahawks because I think Mike McDonald is proven to be one of the better coaches in the league. But at the same time, I think he has more than enough talent and poise to go out there and make plays that could potentially win the game. So I'm not going to sit here and put too much merit in that stat that I told y'all about Mike McDonald being 6-0 against quarterbacks who are 23 or younger and stuff like that. But I will say I think it's going to be interesting for sure because I think these are 2 teams that a lot of people didn't see, especially the Patriots not getting to this point this season. So I think it's going to be interesting.
Hey, y'all, let the record show Tavares damn sure wasn't sold on the Patriots, man.
I wasn't.
That nigga said
It wasn't nothing to be sold on.
I'm about to say we gotta don't make it seem like niggas was just predicting them to go to the Super Bowl. They wasn't.
You said the Dolphins was gonna be better.
I said they had the best offseason. I said that when we went into the season. They were going to be the most improved team.
But you ain't said the Dolphins was gonna be better?
We was gonna say these niggas are Super Bowl contenders. We did not say that.
So T, you ain't said the Dolphins was gonna be better though.
I did say that for sure. I said that for sure.
I just wanted you to own it, bro. I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, I said, hell yeah, I said that shit. I'm not going to, first of all, I'm a fan. Nigga, I ain't going to admit a division rival going to be better than us. Hell no. That's first off. Secondly,
I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Secondly, man, I mean, I just thought that Tua would have actually came back decent. The nigga was hot garbage, so I was wrong.
How you gonna disrespect garbage like that?
I said though, I gotta give credit when it's due though, man. I knew Mike Vrabel was a hell of a coach. He proved me right about that. I just hate that he had to do it with the Patriots. And I said that Drake May was gonna arguably be the best quarterback in his draft class, and look at him now. But at the end of the day, it really makes me sick to see these niggas figure it out, and we still stuck in fucking hell. It really does, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man, it hurts, man.
I got to root for them niggas to win the Super Bowl, bro. I can't have Sam Darnold celebrating on my field, bro. That shit ain't gonna work.
But hey, man, listen, that'll be the end of the show, man. Appreciate those tuning in who did tune in. Like I said, tomorrow night we will be doing a full Super Bowl breakdown. We're gonna go through the matchups. We're gonna go through who has the advantage where, and we're just gonna go through the game in its entirety and make our predictions at the end. And on top of that, again, remember, we are doing a giveaway. I will be making apparel again. If you are interested in that, hit me in my DMs on Instagram or Facebook. LastWord Productions is the handle across the board. So before we head out, man, y'all boys got anything else you want to add?
Nah, pretty solid tonight.
Hey, just appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate all the new members. T, don't forget to tell them about the merch, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's all I'm just talking about. I was just saying, like, if y'all interested in that and the chance of winning not only LastWord apparel, but a signed basketball from a professional NBA player, you know, I'm not. I'm not gonna say no names, but if y'all interested, you can have a chance to potentially win that.
Oh man.
All right, but yeah, for
Yeah, I'm
me,
gonna fuck with y'all boys, man.
Yeah, I'm gone, bro.
that's crazy, bro. Not too much, gang. Not too
Oh
much.